And it is now. It's the day before Super Tuesday, and the Republican race has turned really ugly. Watch this.
I think he's a lightweight. He couldn't get elected dog catcher. If he goes back to Florida, he's going to lose big leagues. I call him Little Marco. That's what he is. He's Little Marco. But, you know, he's a very nasty guy. So is Ted Cruz, by the way. They're nasty.
Donald Trump is telling us he's going to sit down with Harry Reid and Chuck Schumer. I think we need a president who doesn't cut deals with Democrats to give away our rights, but rather stands with the working men and women of this country.
I believe a first-rate con artist is on the verge of taking over the party of Lincoln and Reagan.
He doesn't sweat because his pores are clogged from the spray tan. Donald is not going to make America great. He's going to make America orange. He's always calling me Little Marco. And I'll admit, the guy, he's taller than me. He's like 6'2". Have you seen his hands? They're like this. And you know what they say about men with small hands? You can't trust them. You can't trust them.
Oh, yeah. They really went at it. You ever seen anything like this before?
Yeah, warfare.
Come on in. Former Arkansas Governor Republican Mike Huckabee. And full disclosure, your daughter works for the Trump campaign. All right. Governor, do you think that kind of backwards and forwards there, doesn't that demean all Republicans?
It's not healthy. And I'll tell you, whoever wins the nomination, they'll remember all these things that are being said. So those guys who maybe want a prominent place on the convention platform to speak, they may be opening in silent prayer the morning after the convention closes. You know, it's one of the most awkward things, and I think it's one of the reasons that I've always found it a little distasteful to get too dirty in a primary, because one of two things happen. You're either going to have to eat those words if you become the nominee and invite that person up on the stage, or you're the one who has to go up on the stage and pretend that you think this guy now that you said was horrible is now the greatest thing that ever you know, happened to come along and endorse you. Yeah. So in the long term, it's not good. But you know, I think the bigger challenge is not among these candidates.
Can I just isolate what Marco Rubio was saying for a second there? That was distinctly personal. The thing about being orange, the makeup and the small hands, you can't trust, that kind of thing. Okay. I think
that's so out of character for Marco.
And it is. And I don't think that's going to do him any good. I want your judgment on that.
Well, I totally agree. I've known Marco a long time. He's a good friend. He was my Florida co-chairman in 2008 when I ran. So I like him, and I know him, and I know his family. And frankly, this is not Marco Rubio. He has been handed a script, and he's been told by his inner circle that he's got to go out there and say these things. Those are not lines that Marco Rubio came up with. Those have been handed to him, and it's not like him. And frankly, it doesn't come across as being natural. Donald Trump has a long history of the bravado and the bluster, and that's part of his brand. It is not part of Marco Rubio's brand. And the one thing people look for in a candidate is authenticity. Yeah. If you are who you are, that's fine, but if you're not, then it doesn't come across well.
Hold on a second, Governor. I've got Mary Kistler here vigorously shaking her Wall Street editorial board head. And what's the point?
Governor, Rubio was losing with his playbook the last time. So do you really blame him for trying to change it up?
I blame him if it's not who he is, because if you're not who you are, why are you asking the voters to send you to the White House? Look, I'd rather lose and come away, and I did. I lost. But I came away with my self-respect and my dignity intact, and I didn't come away having to be embarrassed of anything I did or said in the campaign.
Governor, it sounds
like I live by that biblical
principle. Are you about to endorse Donald Trump?
No, I'm not. I'm not endorsing any one of the primary. I've made that very, very clear. And, you know, my daughter's 34 years old. She has 3 kids. She's a professional. She can do what she wants to do. And I respect Donald Trump, and I like Donald Trump. And I'll tell you, I'm angry at the party for pretending that Donald Trump owes them loyalty, but they don't owe him loyalty. If he's the nominee, then I'm sick of these Republicans in D.C. and the establishment sitting around saying, we're going to leave the party. We're not going to vote for him. Well, you demanded of him the loyalty. You demanded that of me. So whoever gets that nomination, then put your big boy pants on and show up, and let's beat Hillary Clinton, for God's sake.
Okay, Governor, from one grandfather to another. Thanks for being on the show, sir. That was good stuff.
Good to see you guys.
You too, sir. See you again soon.